Investors, hello! This is AI Crypto Insights channel, a few minutes of AI-powered insight into the market. Educational reference only, not investment advice. Today, we're parsing a really fascinating report from a16z on 3 ways crypto will transcend itself by 2026.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. The core idea from a16z is this. The technology we've all been watching, the cryptographic tools, the decentralized systems, it's about to break out of its original container. We're not just talking about finance anymore. We're talking about crypto becoming a set of foundational tools for the entire digital world.
So, first up on their list, a16z is predicting a massive evolution for prediction markets. You should think of them moving from these kind of niche betting platforms into mainstream tools for generating real, actionable insights about, well, pretty much anything.
Now, what's really cool here is how these 4 things all feed into each other, creating this virtuous cycle. It's not just about making prediction markets bigger. It's about making them fundamentally smarter and way more trustworthy. When you start weaving in AI to crunch the data, and then use crypto to guarantee that everything is transparent, well, you get a system that can generate much more reliable insights.
This, right here, has always been the Achilles heel, hasn't it? Centralized platforms have really struggled with this. I mean, we all saw those controversial cases, like the Venezuelan elections market, where just deciding on the true outcome became this huge mess and completely undermined trust in the system.
So, how do you fix it? a16z proposes this really powerful 2-pronged attack. First, you use decentralized governance. We're talking communities, basically DAOs, right? To vote and reach a consensus on those really complicated situations. And second, you bring in advanced AI, specifically large language model oracles, to act as these powerful truth finders, sifting through mountains of information to help resolve those really tough disputes.
And that whole idea of verifiable trust, it flows directly into the second major prediction from a16z. And honestly, this one is a potential game changer. The ability to make computation itself provably correct, even when it's running on some server you don't own in the cloud. For years, the cryptographic proofs that could make this happen, like SNARKs, which you've probably heard of, they had this enormous computational cost. I mean, we're talking 1,000,000 times more work just to prove a calculation than to actually do it. That was only ever practical inside of a blockchain, where you have thousands of computers that could all share that massive cost.
But, and this is a big but, that is changing at an absolutely incredible pace. We're seeing this exponential improvement in efficiency. The overhead is just collapsing, going from 1,000,000 times slowdown to just 10,000 times. And that's a huge leap, one that brings it right into the realm of practical, everyday use.
And this slide just brilliantly illustrates the breakthrough. So why is 10,000x the magic number? Because it just so happens to match the performance gap between a regular CPU and a high-end GPU. What that means is that by 2026, a single GPU will be able to generate a proof for work done on a CPU in real time.
The implications of this are just staggering. It enables a completely new way of doing things. Imagine a world where you never have to blindly trust that a cloud provider ran your code correctly. Instead, you get a mathematical guarantee. This could revolutionize everything from scientific research and financial audits to how we train AI.
And that brings us to the final prediction, which tackles a problem I think we are all facing every single day: the rapid erosion of trust in information, which has been supercharged by the rise of AI-generated content.
This was the old model of media credibility, right? It was based on some big institution just making a claim of objectivity. But in today's world, where everyone has a voice and everyone has a motive, that claim is becoming harder and harder to believe.
The new model, which a16z calls staked media, it completely flips this on its head. Trust isn't based on a claim you make anymore. It's based on verifiable proof that you have skin in the game. It's about putting your money where your mouth is and doing it transparently. And crypto provides the absolute perfect toolkit for this new model. Creators can use things like tokenized assets and programmable lockups to make public on-chain commitments that prove their conviction and their long-term belief in whatever it is they're saying.
This is a really fundamental shift. An analyst can link their market forecasts directly to a prediction market, and that creates an immutable, auditable track record of how accurate they've been. A podcaster can lock up a project's tokens to prove they aren't just engaging in some short-term pump and dump. Credibility is earned through transparent, verifiable risk. It's that simple.
So what do we get when we put these 3 big predictions together? A smarter truth engine, universally trusted computing, and a whole new model for media credibility. What's the common thread here?
AI analyst verdict. By 2026, crypto technology will pivot from building self-contained systems to providing universal tools for verifiable truth and trust across the entire digital landscape. It's really about crypto graduating from its own ecosystem to become a foundational trust layer for everything else. Share your thoughts in the comments. See you next episode.